Alrighty, one of the gerbils in the army has put me onto a hot tip. Matt Dillahunty's doing a response to Thunderfoot, and I thought, in the words of Bill O'Reilly, fuck it, I'll do it live.
I'll do a quick response.
Me too.
I don't know what exactly is wrong with Thunderfoot, because
he's retarded.
I know that he has difficulty actually getting it, what these individuals are talking about. But he's a smart guy, and he's had this explained to him.
Guess he's not retarded.
I also don't know why he feels the need to be so utterly dishonest.
Well, he is a foreigner, and you know how they are.
In the videos. And I'll give you a couple quick examples.
Hot diggity.
The only mention of me in the video is a screenshot from a Facebook post that I made. I made the post when I was having a very bad day, was pissed off, and was tired of dealing with the conversation about Elevator Gate. And
this sounds like what he's saying is, he said Thunderfoot did something dishonest, but all of these things, I was having a bad day, I was in a bad mood, I was tired of dealing with it. It sounds like what he's doing is giving all the reasons for to excuse what it is that he did, but that he did in fact do it, and when Thunderfoot said he did it, it's true. It's just a hunch.
It just clear house on my Facebook page so that I would not be constantly harassed by people who simply
harassed on your Facebook page. Okay.
Didn't understand the subject. And so my plan was, let's figure out who's who and do a mass block. I'll still engage with people in other forums, but my Facebook page is
I'll go to wherever else I'd like, and I'll engage with people, but don't come here and talk to me. Okay, fine.
It's not a place for people to come to debate me.
To debate you? Are they harassing you, or are they debating you? Which is it?
So he put up a screenshot of that. And yet...
Oh, so this did happen. Thunderfoot put a screenshot up about it. Okay. Well, alright, I'm waiting for the dishonesty part. Lay it on me.
That post was made, and there was a quick banning of 15 or 20 people. And then I realized that this wasn't me, and it wasn't the type of thing I wanted to do, and that I'd done it the wrong way. And I had phrased things in a way that was confusing. I unblocked everybody I had ever blocked. To make sure that I got everybody who had been blocked that day.
Wait. You had to unblock everybody just to make sure that you were able to unblock the people you had done that day. But the people you blocked that day is not you, and goes against what you... Okay. Sure. Alright.
And after doing that, I apologized, withdrew the post, and moved on.
So, okay. You claim that you have these ethics or standards, whatever you'd like to call them, and yet you violated them to do this to these people, and apparently other people you've done it to in the past. And Thunderfoot took a screen capture of you compromising the ethics that you claim to have, the values you claim to hold, because you were discussing the elevator gate issue and feminism, and you were tired of people harassing you. Where's the dishonesty? He said you did it, showed a picture of you doing it. You're saying, yes, I did do it. I did violate my ethics. I did compromise my values. I did do these things that he said that I did, yet he's dishonest. Well, I'm convinced.
And yet somehow, this is the post that he chooses to represent me.
It's the thing that you did to represent yourself. Well, are you going to blame him for spotting it? Okay. This reminds me of when I used to pull people over for whatever, speeding or whatever. People always had a good reason for doing what they were doing, you know. My favorite one was, well, you got the kind of stuff like, I thought I left the stove on, I thought I left the iron on, but this one guy had said something about the iron, and then when I came back to issue him the summons, he's like, well, actually, I was really on my way to get home to feed my goldfish. And I'm like, are they diabetic goldfish? Are they expensive? I mean, What the hell, dude? You have goldfish? You're going 50 to 35 for some goldfish? Okay, well, I'll write that on the back. Going home to feed goldfish. Just, tell the judge. I'm sure it'll be okay. The feeding the hungry goldfish exception to the law. They always have a good reason. They always have an excuse. Well, no, it's different when I do it. So, can we just pretend like it didn't happen? No, I'm sorry. You did that thing, all the freedom in the world to make the decisions you'd like, and you chose to do it. Don't go complaining now because when you did it, someone else saw you doing it.
Similarly, he shows a slide from one of P.Z. Myers' talk. It was the talk that he gave in Denver. I was there and I saw it. And as I was sitting there in Denver, I saw this slide, atheism is blah, 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 blah. And Beth was sitting next to me and I...
Oh, that's the, atheism is the radical notion that... I can't remember what it was, something about science. I'm not... Don't read into that, I don't remember exactly what it said. Okay.
Over to Beth and I said, I hate that slide you watch. It'll be in somebody's internet video in no time.
Okay. I realize there are some similarities between you and PZ, but you aren't actually, in fact, PZ Myers. PZ Myers is PZ Myers, in case you were unaware. Thunderfoot made a video, and he put in a clip of PZ Myers in a speech with that sign. Now, these are citations to Thunderfoot's dishonesty. The fact that Matt Dillahunty doesn't like the sign that PZ Myers chose to use doesn't mean that PZ Myers didn't choose to use it. And that because PZ Myers used it in public as an argument, essential, well, I don't know, so I didn't see the whole thing, but central to that little segment he was talking about, using it as fair to represent what PZ Myers in fact said, because he said it.
I talked to PZ about that slide. The thing is, there is...
Was that dishonest on your part? Just kidding.
Conversational context around there, which in Denver was not the best he's done.
Oh, I see. So there's conversational context. The sign existed, but there's conversational context. And it's not the best speech that PZ Myers gave. And yet it is a speech that he actually gave. And he went on for some time with that little section, the segment that Thunderfoot put in his video. That was a good little chunk of time where PZ was talking. Where's the dishonesty? Or is Thunderfoot supposed to know that PZ Myers now thinks that the speech he gave, or at least thinks that you think that the speech PZ gave is shit? I'm sorry, not shit, just not his best.
But it explains what that slide's actually about, and it's not an attempt to redefine atheism.
It said atheism is the radical notion. Okay, atheism is the proposition that the statement, at least one deity exists, is false. Anything else you add to that is a redefinition.
So you have to talk about the atheist community and who we are and what we do and what we value.
I guess I missed the memo where PZ Myers decides what atheists think, believe, and value, or what the not redefined definition of atheism should be. Atheism has a definition. Seems to have worked fairly well for quite a while now.
And I didn't like the slide. By the way, the slide was removed from his talk. It's been changed.
Good. It's stupid. It should be. Did he use it or not? Did he make the argument citing to that and then argue about it, or did he not?
To avoid this confusion. And yet, that's the slide that...
Where's the confusion? It was one sentence, no complex words, not a complex structure. It was fairly straightforward. What's the confusion? The fact that PZ Myers made an argument that now he wishes, I just suppose that he does wish that he didn't have made it just that way, and then decides in the future to improve his argument, doesn't change the fact that he made a shitty argument. And that, part of the thing about this feminism bit ruining the atheist community, you have to find examples of people in the atheist community doing a lot of stupid shit in the name of feminism. And that's feminism in quotes on Thunderfoot's video. And it's not that hard to do. Turn on the internet and just read or listen to these people talk. It's like a stream of consciousness of bullshit. Well, I regretted the bullshit I said then. Well, you should. It was stupid. But it doesn't change the fact that at the time you were saying stupid shit.
Thunderfoot presented. He included a clip from Surly Amy on Amanda Marcotte's podcast, basically listing 3 things that are not okay. Making fake jewelry, which to my understanding was because people were making jewelry similar to Amy's that, like, said, you can't censor me, Amy, or something like that. Basically targeting her as an individual.
Targeting her. Isn't it weird that so many people are targeting her as an individual by using the same thing that she uses to say things about other people, to say things about what she says about other people? Or whatever it is that she talks about. That's so weird. It's almost like when you become a public figure and you say things in public, people might respond. I'm sorry, people might harass you by engaging you in that evil debate kind of thing.
So making fake jewelry, harassment or comments or something, and then grabbing ass. Here's a little tip for Thunderfoot.
It's not for me.
You're really, your video is plagued with fallacies.
I'm waiting to see what the fallacy is here. Come on, Matt. Use that logic. Dazzle me.
Strawman, etc. In this case, 3 things that are both listed, that are all listed as not okay, doesn't mean they're all equivalent. Like, for example, it's not okay to exceed the speed limit, it's not okay to murder somebody, and it's not okay to slaughter 100 people. Those things are all not okay.
Okay.
As far as the law is concerned, and they're considered different with regard to the penalties.
Okay, their penalties are different. I agree.
In this case, it is absolutely okay for us to determine what is and isn't permissible at the conventions.
I'm still waiting for the fallacy. She compared making jewelry, which is not something that is in fact wrong, making fake jewelry, which is in fact not something that is wrong, with something that is in fact wrong. See, that's the thing that Thunderfoot was talking about. She's comparing making fake jewelry with grabbing someone's ass against their consent. One of these is wrong, ass grabbing. One of these is not wrong. I'll give you a hint. It's not the thing that's ass grabbing. It's not the thing that's actually wrong. It's making jewelry, fake jewelry apparently, to express your thoughts on a public conversation. Do you see that? I know that, well, actually, let's see what else.
Environments that we control.
Oh, and by the way, speeding, murder, and whatever the other one was you mentioned, those are all of the same rank of thing. They are all things that are wrong. Now, they're not all of equivalent effect and equivalent badness, but they are all things that are, in fact, not right. Otherwise, just wrong. And I won't try to get into a discussion about things that are regulatory prohibitions versus moral prohibitions, which you put speeding in with murder, so, but that's neither here nor there. But those are all, with respect to the category of things that are wrong, or in this case, illegal, those all fit. This would be like, I don't know, our talking about things, and I'm thinking, you know, all I wanted to do was have dinner with someone else other than that person, and that this is something that we should not allow, because that's like these other things that are wrong. No, wait, that's not wrong to start off with. You can't say it's like other things that are wrong unless it is in that same category in order for others in that same category to be lumped with it. That's the nature of like a series, you see.
Thunderfoot Thunderfoot seems to be putting out the call that the PC police are on their way to take away your free speech right.
I'm sorry, were we not just talking about things that we should be allowed to prohibit or not? And on that list was fake jewelry that has things, disagreeing with someone. Did Amy make that argument, or did Amy not make that argument? And I'm still looking for the fallacy.
Look, they don't want to allow you to do this at convention. They don't want to, they're blocking people on forums and YouTube. It's absolutely dishonest of Thunderfoot to say that these people are using creationist and pseudoscientist tactics by blocking comments, as if the...
But he didn't leave it at blocking comments, and you mentioned one of the salient things here. Prohibitions at conventions. Conventions aren't your private affair, sir. They don't belong to you. Your Facebook page, make it as private and restrictive as you would like. That's yours. Same thing with your YouTube channel. If that's what does it for you, like it does for PZ now, knock yourself out. Although I note that comparing that to what creationists do is accurate, because that is exactly what they do. But the convention thing is actually these people trying to prohibit what other people, not what they can do to other people, but what they can say in public, and apparently what kind of jewelry they're allowed to wear.
The only reason that somebody would not want to allow comments on a video is because they are being dishonest. That's simply not true. It may be that they've actually seen comments on YouTube and have decided that they don't want to deal with them. The harassment policy, for example, he complained about Skepticon's harassment policy where vendors shouldn't be wearing sexualized outfits or whatever. And it's because they've determined that the kind of convention they want to have is one that focuses on ideas, and that they don't want to end up with booth babes. Now, I have no objection to booth babes.
Right, and then after that he shows a picture of PZ with some cards, and the woman he pulled out of the audience, he says, if you get this right, I'll have sex with you later. You know, the sexualized environment is what the harassment policy was trying to stave off, wasn't it? I mean, isn't there like inherent power that comes with being the speaker? Unless you're Rebecca Watson and the person in the audience is Steph McGraw. I mean, I'm not sure that all the rules on this, because it's very complex. It seems to change a lot almost. Depending on, you know, who's talking. I would dare say it almost has the smack of being slightly hypocritical. Almost.
Seen him at other conventions. I like attractive women. So does my wife. And so, by the way, do a lot of the feminists that I interact with in the community. These are all sex-positive people who are just fine and overjoyed, in fact, by sex and sexual encounters and sexual jokes and all sorts of stuff. There's an equivocation going on here.
Just not clothing.
Where some individuals are saying, look, we're okay with all this, but in this particular context, in this particular way, you need to be aware of what the impact of your...
Do you know what the word equivocation means? Do you? I mean, you used it. I don't know, maybe the explanation of how it's an equivocation will come later.
Your actions are, and we think that it shouldn't be allowed...
And I mean equivocation with respect to Thunderfoot, not equivocation with respect to the people he's representing right now.
In this place, in this way. It's like...
By wearing clothes that they don't like. Because it creates a sexualized atmosphere. I know places that have rules like that.
If I'm having a big old sex convention, there are certain things that we're not going to allow. By the way, sex parties have rules, lots and lots of rules.
Yeah, they do. No one's arguing that there shouldn't be rules that exist. We're arguing about the particular rules that are being proposed. I mean, you could say, well, America has a lot of rules, so I guess the burqa's okay. I mean, it's just another rule. It's not the fact that it's a rule, it's what the rule is.
If you ever go to a sex party, you'd find out that this is not a place where you can just do anything and anything goes. They have rules.
conventions already have rules. For instance, well, society has rules. You can't walk into a convention and just start raping people. You just can't do it. Like, people totally frown on that. It's absolutely true they do.
Life has rules.
Yeah. You're smart.
It's not a violation of your free speech rights for individuals to determine, no, you're not going to do that in my house.
Conventions aren't your house.
And for convention organizers to say, no, you're not going to do this at our convention.
When did Amy become a convention organizer? When did PZ become a convention organizer? The convention organizers are other people who are being pressured to adopt certain policies. You should not be surprised that other people who have a different point of view are arguing that we should not adopt certain policies. Or that it's not necessary to adopt certain policies. Or that certain policies are unreasonable. Now, a convention can adopt whatever policies it would like. I mean, it's their convention. But when they do that, the people who are going to possibly attend it have to say, oh, okay, well, here are the policies they've adopted. That was the quietest sneeze I've ever not heard. It really is. How did you do that?
I don't know.
All I see is a... Okay. What was I saying? Right. And then you decide whether you want to go or not. Well, that works if they don't adopt these policies that the draconian people are insisting that should be adopted. The draconian people are free not to go there. Like Sally Strange said. Sally Strange rarely says anything very smart, and this was only smart accidentally. But she said, how do we know that the people who are feeling unwelcome at conventions aren't the kind of people we don't want to feel welcome at the conventions? Well, okay. You have a lot of really uptight feminists feeling unwelcome at conventions. How do we know they're not the people we want to make feel unwelcome at the conventions?
Like an environment where people feel welcome, where
well,
there is no harassment, where people generally behave.
Okay, so with the discussion about these policies, can you please specify the harassment campaigns that are happening? You know, before the policies were put in place? Oh, right.
That is not the same as taking away your free speech rights. You don't have to go to those conventions.
Neither do these feminists.
You act like you feel that you have some right to not only go to the convention, but to have the convention be what you want it.
This you're saying to the people who are arguing that we don't need to adopt the harassment policies, which don't really do anything, that another group is saying that the conventions have to adopt. Okay.
You know, I've already put up videos about a lot of this other stuff. I don't want to make a 90-minute video talking about everything that Thunderfoot got wrong.
I'm still waiting for you to talk about one thing you got wrong. By the way, Matt, getting something wrong is not isomorphic with Matt Dillahunty doesn't like it.
I tried to talk to him, tried to help him. He decided to shit on me. He decided to shit on some of my friends.
Did you have a policy against being shat upon? Just curious. Maybe if you'd had that policy, he wouldn't have like, scatted on you without permission. I know, I'm being facetious.
And now he's posting videos that are talking about, you know, some real things in really dishonest ways.
Waiting to see it.
And contributing to this culture of creating boogeymen. Oh, look, it's these evil feminists. Who are these evil feminists?
Well, he did mention a couple in his video. I don't know that the list is supposed to be exhaustive, but it is at least a starting place.
I mean, I was included in the video. I'm assuming I'm an evil feminist. Exactly what have I done that's evil? What am I advocating?
Oh, well, if you go back 8 minutes 50 seconds in this video and start there and watch... Oh.
That is a violation of your rights in any way. And if I've done anything like that, perhaps it'd be a good idea to talk about it or talk to me about it instead of just posting one picture of a post that I made and retracted. Or
Where's the dishonesty? Did that or did that not thereby restrict the ability of someone to speak? Yes, it did. Does it violate the law? No, it doesn't. Speaking of equivocation, freedom of speech has two distinct uses. One is the legal use, which is what Matt Dillahunty's vacillating here around. And then there's the other one, the actual ability to open your mouth and talk, or to, tickle the ivories on your keyboard. Thunderfoot's talking about that, the idea of the right to have an argument, which you do in fact foreclose rather frequently, apparently, which is totally in violation of what the things that you believe in and think, which is why you do it, and then you realize it was wrong, and then you have to go back and unban all the other people you've done it to make sure you got the people you got that day unbanned too. So who's the one equivocating here, Matt?
screenshot of a slide that was later changed.
And the fact that it's later changed does not negate the fact that it did, in fact, happen. The choices people make, the things they say, carry consequences. You cannot unspeak it. You cannot have unargued it. You cannot have unpresented that slide. And then to cry foul because someone noticed it and is pointing to that as an example of what is wrong with in the community when it comes to feminism, that people's rational faculties are immediately abandoned and you start getting stupid shit like this, is perfectly valid. It's very good that PZ recognized sometime later that the abandoning his rational faculties on that particular point was a bad move. Good for him. It's not the universe of stupid shit he's doing, but at least he recognized that that one was bad. But it doesn't change the fact that his rational faculties failed him because of the nature of the conversation.
Quote from a podcast that there was nothing wrong with, or pictures of sex-positive people doing sex-positive things and then calling them hypocrites.
Sex-positive things like ban all of these articles of clothing at conventions because it creates a sexualized atmosphere, but PZ can call a woman up out of the audience, get her on the stage, and say he's going to have sex with her. There's a hypocrisy there. Why aren't they railing against PZ? Rebecca Watson came up later and says, what I've learned from this convention is don't play cards with the PZ. You'll wind up inseminated. No outrage there, but you come to the wrong kind of clothing. Well, holy shit. We need a policy. We need to write that down and have that taken care of. Anyway, I'm done with Matt Dillahunty. Have a great day.